Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with another product review, and this time I want to share with you the Stormcast Eternals book. This is an Order Battalion. We also see this here, Order Battletome. So you also can see that this is a Chaos Battletome. So another thing that I just want to say, and most likely I will forget some details on the book, but this is just to do a fast review of the book that just bought today. So yeah, and follow exactly the same format as any other Age of Sigmar book. Great pictures, and the text is not massive, and yeah, and we have a lot of we start with some background. General background of the Stormcast Eternals. I need to go through this to know what is different from previous books, to be fair with you. But we have here some background also about Age of Sigmar, and then each time they start a new chapter or episode, they do this type of big pictures with this text here, as we are using Age of Sigmar. We have here these are more or less the introduction to the army. Then we have here the main events of the Stormcast related to the Stormcast Eternals and I guess on Age of Sigmar. And yeah, and then we go to forces of the Storm Host, and this is they start with explanation how they are organized. More explanation, more fluff if you want to follow them on the organization. I always like to see that. I used to look that in 40k, and I think I will make a look here because I like to follow some structure on the armies that is making sense from flash point of view. So, and then we have explanation of each unit, some fluff of each unit, starting with the Lord Celestan, and then of course the Lord Celestan we have the one on Dracoth, and the one they put in as fluff wise, they put them together. Lord Elector, the Castellans, and yeah, and they go through all the different first characters. We see here all the different characters, and then we go to the units: Liquidators, Judicators, Retributors, Protectors, Decimators, Prosecutors. So all these names that DNA start mixing them. We have here the Celestian Prime. And yeah, and then we go to some guidance on painting and color combinations. This is also nice to have if you want to follow some background. They explain you the different signs, the different symbols they follow. I think it's nice to have these things, and I don't mind that this is in a schematic. So for me, I like to see this on a schematic to make ideas and then imagine how the different colors will match. Of course, they do a lot of emphasis on the main regimen they have, the Hammers of Sigmar. Okay, and here we see how the combinations can be done for each different unit. Then here we have the Halloween Knights, and we have some on the same, but for the Halloween Knights, interesting to see the different combinations you can do. For example, here I always like this on all the different. I didn't go into detail what each one is meaning, but I also was looking in 40k. I was looking this and I pay a lot of attention when I was painting my Harlequins. We have the Celestian Vindicator. So, and if you follow my channel, you will see that the ones I'm painting, I don't put them in the channel, but the ones I'm painting are inspired on that, although I changed the main color to something lighter green instead of bluish as they do in the paint job. But yeah, here we see also the different symbols. I need to go now to understand what this symbol, how they use these symbols, if there is any coherency. I like to know this. And then we have different other different regiments or color combinations. This with for example with white, cream white, or with purple. So it's quite interesting. I like also this a lot, and when we see some miniatures painted following this scheme, this looks really like Greek old Greek scheme. Then we have here some of the things that they just launched, is using the new shields that have the comet sticking out of the shield. So yeah, I like this. I always like these diagrams to make idea. I know that some people don't dislike it. For me, is as a hobby point of view, I like to see that. And then we go to the showcase again. Nice pictures. I find these pictures are always very evocative and very how it's called, it's motivating for me to paint. I always want to imitate them. See, I love these rounded shields. And yeah, and then we go to these ones, and this is the only complaint that maybe I will have. I don't know why I see too wide in these pages. I would like to see this bigger. This can go to here, and then you can see more detail. I don't know, maybe they will be too populated, but I have the feeling that they are misusing this space. But anyway, the work is great. It's a heavy metal paint job, and this is what I was explaining. So you see this this color for the Age of Sigmar, looking also very striking. I didn't went for that color because I paint too many armies with black, and also this color is very interesting. It's like a very deep red brown, so it's like a deep reddish brown, something like that, and also looks very interesting color. But at the end I went for something more similar to that. So yeah, and then we go to the War Scrolls. No, sorry, first we go to the they put 3 new scenarios here. So some always, as all the scenarios, black background about the scenario, the rules of the scenario. We don't have the rules that we normally have in the other books for the world or for the battle situation, but it's nice to have 3 scenarios in each book, in this book too. So we have a line, some fluff of the scenario and the scenario, and again fluff, some pictures borrowed from other books, this big picture, and then we go to the actual scenario. And we go to Sigmar Wrath. That means that we go to the War Scrolls. No, we go to the War Scrolls, and then we have all the War Scrolls. I don't think there is any surprise here. Lord Celestian on Drakot, Lord Celestan, Lord Lictor, Lord Castellan, Knight Heraldor, Knight Vexillor, or how it's called, the Vexillor, Knight Azyros, Knight Venator. So then we have the Griffhounds, Judicators, Liberators, Retributors, Protectors, Decimators, Prosecutors, Prosecutors with Javelin, Celestian Prime, and here we finish with the units. So all the units that we all know, and then we go to the War Scroll battalions. And yeah, we have one that is for the lords. We have different combinations. Some of them, if not all, have appeared in previous books. So, but it's good to have everything collected just in that book. And yeah, here we have the different battalions. So I'm just looking if we have the one that you can use from the basic, using just the basic starter kit. Here we have the Warrior's Chamber, and some battalions are mixture of previous battalions. For example, you have to use Lords of the Storm to use this battalion, so you have to know what is the Lords of the Storm. The example chamber is the Lords of the Storm plus 3 and devastation host. So these are big battalions. So because this is also mixing. So the Warrior's Chamber is one Lord of battalion of Lords of the Storm. So it's a mixture of previous battalions, no? I'm just, so this is done some bigger than others, so one unit of each of the Retributors, of Prosecutors, of Decimators, and another unit of prosecutors and protectors. Sorry. Yeah, this is very inspired from the 40k, and there are not all the battalions that we have seen before. It's missing the battalion where you use just the units that come on the basic starter kit. But anyway, this is what we have here. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show, and of course at the end we have the rules. So most likely with that book you can go to the battle and you don't need to bring any other book. So this is the Stormcast Eternals book. That's all. So please leave your comment below, let me know what do you think. And yeah, and thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye!